Well, that's a good way to start a podcast, is Danielle laughing. I think that's how we started last week. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 71st episode of what used to be called the Coastercasters Podcast, which used to be called, then after that, the Coastercasters Travel. That was a very generic name. It was not cool. So now we have changed it. Brand new name, The Kingdom Report. Because if you think about it, we talk about Disney, which Disney is kingdoms. We talk about Universal, but they don't have kingdoms just yet. With Nintendo, they'll get them because of Mushroom Kingdom and all that stuff. Kentucky Kingdom, I talk about them a lot. And Cedar Fair, I guess. If you look at the logo that you see, it has like a roller coaster in the back, and it has the Eiffel Tower one way, and then a crappy Disney castle. But the reason why I did this, and I've done this for the PopCulture Podcast that we do, and the wrestling podcast that we're starting the Thursday before WrestleMania. Will remember that, the Thursday before WrestleMania. And then we're doing with ScreamPark Monsters. I almost said ScreamPunk. Is because the channel is called the Coastercasters, and it's kind of evolved from just the Coastercasters Podcast because we're doing more now. So that's the reason why we're changing and tweaking things and making things different, which makes me happy because I like change sometimes. Sometimes I don't like change. Like when I can't get my computer to work with some of the news. Come on. Work. There we go. So many pop-up blockers on this website. Jeez. So, I hope you guys like this new, I guess, rebranding of... Okay. Jarvis interrupted me. Turn you down. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy what you're about to encounter with all these new podcasts and revitalized shows and all that stuff. We are going to do our intros now. Usually it won't do that little housekeeping thing, but we had to this week. With me tonight I have Will, but he's on mute because he still lives at home. I hope he listens to this and he's like, hey, don't say that. But he does. But we have Will. You guys know Will, HHN Dog. Yeah, I'll do his intro for him. It's the HHN Dog here. There we go. And we also have, laughing hysterically, we have Danielle.
Hello, everybody. I am here.
And then making his, not triumphant return, which I almost said, making his debut on the
debut.
Yeah, the most triumphant debut on the Coastercasters channel. Actually, this isn't his debut. His debut was on the vlog with Coaster Studios. It is John Mike.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. I'm trying to find where they start all of the stuff for D23. I am so unprepared, but oh well. Disney Springs editions. Come on. There we go. I guess that'll work. So, before we get started, I would like to talk about something that is really sad that happened. Two really sad things that actually this week that happened. First off, we are going to start with I wouldn't say like tragic because he was old. Just shocking. That's the word. Shocking. Death of Marty Sklar, longtime Disney Imagineer. He basically was Walt's right-hand man. And if him and Walt weren't around, well, obviously, if Walt wasn't around, then we wouldn't have Disney. But if we didn't have Marty, we wouldn't have literally any attraction that we all like. Like, for example, Enchanted Tiki Room, or It's a Small World, or Spaceship Earth. I'm trying to see. He also supervised Tokyo Disneyland, MGM Studios, which is all dying. Disneyland Paris, but we'll get to Disney Hollywood Studios in a second. Disney's Animal Kingdom, California Adventure, Tokyo Sea, Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris, Hong Kong Disneyland. He's been at every single opening of every single Disney park. He was there in 1955 for the opening of Disneyland, and he was there for the opening of Shanghai. That's like, I'm sad, but like, at least he's with Walt now. He could be like, bro, like, we got a park in China. You won't believe this. It's freaking huge. We got Star Wars coming. Like, you're just missing out, man. So
Yeah,
does anyone else have anything to say on this?
well, it definitely sounds like he had a significant influence on the whole Disney company over the last, 40 years at least. So, I mean, for someone like this to pass is going to be a massive blow to the company and to the decisions that it's going to make continuing onward in the future. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, I'm sure he's probably been retired for some time.
Danielle, do you have anything?
Well, I think that with this loss, we're going to see a big change, and we've already started to see the change in which Disney is starting to head and reorganize the company as a whole. I think this is just going to help accelerate that. Not saying it's necessarily a bad thing or necessarily a good thing. I'm just saying that it's changed. And we're definitely starting to see that on the corporate level.
Will, do you have anything to say?
I agree with what Danielle said.
I know Mel would have a lot of words to say, but she is not here tonight, sadly. She might pop in. You never know with her. She's a free spirit, so we just let her do her thing. But yeah, we'll try and get her comments next time she shows up. It's not a bad thing. She's very busy. She's like working like so many times, and yeah. So moving on. If you have been living under a rock and just been waiting for me to post a podcast, welcome back to the real world. A lot has happened. We are now under the rule of the jackalopes, and we all speak Cantonese now. And I'm just joking about that. But there was an incident at the Ohio State Fair that involved a flat ride by the name of Fireball. This is why I don't ride flat rides. That has been identified as a KMG afterburner, which KMG is like the people who created the attraction. It was involved in, I guess, an accident. Is that how you would say it? We never really have these and never really talk about them. But the ride was going through its cycle, and a gondola detached from the sweeping arm, and one person was killed and several others were injured. And I have a picture in front of me. I can try and pull it up on my computer. Ohio, not Holiday World, Ohio State Fair. Fireball. And then I'm going to not show the video because the video is a really bad image to get out of your head. It's really, really hard to get out of your head. Maybe go to where I'm seeing this as. There we go. I just want to show you guys the picture of the car. Come on, go. Thank you. So this is the picture, if it'll show. Downloads. There we go. So this is the picture, as I say that 14 times. Again, so this is the picture of the
Oh.
yeah, that's the aftermath of it. So it looks like there was like kind of a stress fracture, kind of, because ride is used so much and they really don't take care of it. So it looks like it just like gave way and just went, I'm gone, and just broke off, because that's not a clean break. So it's not like someone sabotaged the ride or anything. So it just looks like it just broke there.
Well, the thing I heard as well was that the ride, that arm caught a portion of the like the drop floor, and that's what took it. But I mean, I haven't seen anything else saying that that's what happened. I mean, that from the video, it just looks like it snapped.
Yeah, it just looks like it snapped from the video. And something that you guys don't know, because one, you guys weren't hanging out with me at Kings Island, but I cannot ride their Mondial Swinger, which is called Delirium. Yeah, Delirium.
That's actually not a Mondial. That's a Huss Giant Frisbee.
Yeah, it's a Huss, because the other one's Mondial, the one at King's Dominion, because it's smaller. Which doesn't make any sense because it's the same name, but I guess that Cedar Fair has the name trademark, so they can call it whatever they want to call it. But King's Dominion's the one with the Mondial, because Huss is the bigger one. But I seriously I physically can't ride it, because not just because I hate flat rides, and I think that basically they're all swinging metal death traps, but I can't ride it because I'm too tall. I'm literally like right under, and I'm like, I ain't chancing it. No, that's not happening. So like, deepest sympathies go out to the family of the person that was killed in this accident. All of the afterburners / fireballs and move-its type attractions were closed and ceased operations until further notice. And a couple countries have those kinds of rides in their parks. I'm pretty sure that Beach Bend has one, but it's not the type that this was. But I'm pretty sure that they still close theirs.
I know for a fact that California's Great America closed theirs until further notice as well.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Can someone not send me a Snapchat and me accidentally hit it? Anyway. But yeah, you said California Great America is closed theirs. I think there was a bunch of parks in Europe that closed theirs as well, which is good. Safety's always a first priority. So what else do you guys think on this subject, or would you guys like to move on?
My prayers go out to the family of the one that was killed in this incident.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine the stress and the angst that the family must be going through of the person who did that, and then also just the people that saw it. I mean, something that's very traumatic to see, and it's something that you just don't necessarily think of happening here. So it's a sobering reminder to be vigilant and to be cautious, especially when it comes to the portable fair circuit rides.
Mm-hmm. Because I know the fair in my town has one, and I've never ridden it before. So,
Danielle, do you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a really sad situation that unfortunately it really could have been avoided if just proper care and maintenance was done on rides like they always should be. It's just a really sad situation all the way around for, the family members and everybody involved.
Yeah. On a happier note, hey, John Mark.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear something?
Sure.
Our friend Peter got to ride Lightning Rod today.
Yay.
Something.
You got the Holy Grail credit.
Yeah, he got the credit that nobody gets. Oh my gosh. Him and Taylor have it. I don't know if Chad and Grant have it yet. You have it?
They do. Yep.
Talk about it. Talk about we haven't had anybody on the show that's ridden Lightning Rod, so talk about it. By the way, if you guys don't know, Lightning Rod is Dollywood's new roller coaster that's haunted. Basically, it's run how many days out of the year this year? Like 12, maybe?
I don't know. It's ran more this year than last year, though.
Last year, it ran like 3 days. That's it.
What?
If that.
Yes.
It ran more than 3 days, but that's an exaggeration of the point. It's just not reliable. It's less reliable than a Daewoo, if you know what a Daewoo is.
Basically what it is the world's first launched wooden roller coaster made by RMC, and it's not RMC's fault. Don't say, oh, RMC is bad, because I will slap you in the face. It's the people who made the launch. The launch system was flawed from the beginning, and they tried to get it fixed and didn't, and then it did get fixed. It was just a whole bunch of flub, and it was ridiculous. But like, everyone tries to go there whenever they think it's going to be open, and then it's not open, but then they wait and it opens up later or something like that. I just haven't even tried. Like, watch the one day that I go to Dollywood, everything will be closed. While the Eagle, Mystery Mine, everything would be closed. I'd be like, well, that's cool. But anyway, talk about Lightning Rod. What do you think about it?
Wow. Okay.
Putting you on the spot on that one.
No, well, not entirely. So the funniest thing, I'll open up with this. The funniest thing about that day was I was with some friends and I saw it testing, and I was like, guys, it's testing. We need to run over there now. And they're like, oh, yeah, whatever, brush it off. And I was like, okay, look, forget it. I saw the thing testing. I'm running over there. So I ditched them. And I took off running. I took off running like a crazy person through Dollywood to run to the entrance of a coaster that was yet to open up for the day. So finally got over there. They opened the gates, go inside, and they dispatched the first train. And literally all of us in the station just started chanting, "Don't roll back, don't roll back." And we just watched it, launch.
Because if it rolls back, then they have to stop the ride.
Exactly. And so it shot all the way up the hill, and the whole station just erupted. And so then I got in line. I sat down next to a kid who had never been on it. It was his first coaster.
Oh God,
Oh no!
I've been on rides with people like that, and it is a fun experience.
Oh yeah. So anyway, get in. I'm in a daze, and so we go out, get dispatched, and I was so focused on the launch, the rest of the ride. So we curve around, we hit the first kicker motor, and I get flung into my seat. And what's interesting is it's not really like thrust of force.
It's gradual.
Yeah, it's gradual, and it's just it's a very, very linear curve of power as it's launching you. And so we shoot up the hill. It's awesome, by the way. It reminds me a lot of Maverick.
Yeah.
And so get to the top of the hill, and I completely forgot about the rest of the ride. And so we get to the top, and I see, the ride in front of me and setting in the valley, and I was just like, oh, here we go. And so get shot out of my seat, go into the Dolly Parton dip and shot out again. And it was very out of control, especially the quad 5, 6 down, whatever it's called.
The quad down, yeah.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Like I think that one of my favorite parts about the whole ride was after you go through the wave turn down, and then you bank right, but then you flip and you bank left real hard, and the train just travels banked. And like, I remember that because literally I was seeing the train, and then next thing I know, the entire train in front of me is 90 degrees in parallel with the ground, but we're still moving at like full speed.
Oh wow.
And so then
crazy.
finally we flip back downward flat, and then the ejector on it is basically Storm Chaser, and you hit that second airtime hill where out of your seat. Basically, just imagine that like 6 times in a row.
I would,
and that's the quad.
I'd fly out of my seat because
me
on Storm Chaser. I keep my restraint. Like I want to be flung out of my seat. I want that ejector, but no.
Oh yeah. Well, what's so funny is about Lightning Rod is went through, got back into the station, I get out.
Oh.
And then they were able to get the thing to start back up. They opened it for the rest of the night. I got a second ride on it, and I have a picture of this of me on it, and I watched the POV of it so many times. I knew where the camera was, so I even like posed for the camera and everything. And in the meantime, here's this little kid riding his first ever coaster next to me, and he's like freaking out. Like the whole ride was just him screaming uncontrollably in my ear. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun ride, and it does deserve the bit of hype, like the hype that it gets. Shadowed by the terrible reliability that it has, and the fact that hardly anybody can ever get on it. It's not entirely Rocky Mountain's fault. I mean, the word on the street that's been floating around for quite some time is Dollywood went against Rocky Mountain's recommendation, and they did not accept a bid from Premier for them to design the launch with this other company, and now we see the byproduct of that.
I'm shook.
So
that shooks me a little bit.
It's like we don't know if that's true or not, but it makes sense. I mean, they literally went with the company that has had no dealings in any kind of launch system before. The only thing they had done is magnetic brakes.
Oh goodness.
So
that's crazy. So off of that little topic, I've never had someone talk about lightning rod before, so I wanted to jump at the opportunity while I could.
I do have a question about lightning rod.
Okay, go ahead.
How comfortable is the lap bar
And
or
remember,
the harness?
he doesn't know about RMC.
Oh, okay.
He like Will has not experienced an RMC yet.
I'm so sorry. He's experienced one.
He lives in Georgia, so there's a 50-50 chance. Actually, a 75-25 chance.
Yeah, there's a yeah. But I'm more on the side that we won't get an RMC.
We'll see. But anyway, RMC's restraints are tall. They can be a little constricting, not as constricting as something like say lightning run, for example. But they're also not as free and totally full of comfort like a B&M.
Yeah.
I mean, they are definitely way more comfortable than you think, because when you first look at it, you're like, oh, this is not going to be comfortable. But once you're in the seat and everything, because you do sit further back into the seat on a RMC, a lot more comfortable, and is actually because it is a lap bar. But something to note is that RMC is coming up with all new trains, and all of the U.S. projects will be getting those trains starting with next year. So we will see the new trains on RMC Mean Streak as well as RMC Hurler, which, by the way, those announcements are fast approaching. August 16th.
Is Storm Chaser going to keep the ones that they have, or are they getting new ones?
No. All the other RMCs that have the trains are going to run them as normal.
Okay, good. Oh, that scared me. Anyway, Will, just for a visual perspective on this, for you, think of just a regular wooden roller coaster train.
Okay.
And then put in the lap bar for Mummy, but shave off the top thing and just have like a little handle where you can hold on.
That's it?
Yeah.
Dude, that's it?
I can show. Hold on. Let me try and find.
I don't want no little plastic bar protecting me from flying off. No, thank you.
Not a plastic bar. It's all metal.
Okay, all metal bar.
It's all metal. Wow. Storm Chaser restraint. I get to get a bunch of Storm Chasers. Dude, I don't care about this. It's probably on my Instagram, but I can't get to my Instagram right now.
Hang on, I got you.
Who are these people? What the heck? They're doing the squad pose in front of Storm Chaser. That's funny. Let's see.
Okay, here, I got you. Hang on.
You got me? Actually, I got it right here. I got it right here.
Oh my god, just never mind.
I win. Okay. So this is an RMC train. There is There is a seatbelt.
Okay, good. At least there's a seatbelt. Okay, good.
This is, what ride is this? That's Goliath at Six Flags something.
See, I like their trains better than the ones at Over Georgia.
What else? There's Silver Dollar Cities is RMC. There's Flight of Fear's new crappy lap bars.
Flight of Fears?
God, I hate those lap bars so much.
Ooh, what kind of lap bars are those right there?
These?
Yeah.
I actually don't know. Oh, it's Impulse.
That looks cool.
That looks really...
Is that a Wacky Tacoma?
It's Impulse at Knoebels. So
Okay.
whatever that is, yeah. That looks really constricting, and that would hurt a lot for me. There's your good old B&M comfort collars.
That's what Blue Hawk
That's actually
at over Georgia.
Tacoma.
Oh, that's
Believe it or
Volcano?
not.
Wow. There's a B&M. Hey, babe, how's it going?
Hulk.
This is probably as close to Storm Chaser restraints as you'll get. It's the hill.
By the way, I just want to say, if you love airtime, that hill is like one of the best hills you will ever experience.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's not Storm Chaser. Yeah, that's not Storm Chaser.
That is.
I think that's Wicked Cyclone.
That's a Six Flags ride. So I can.
Yeah, it's
That might be.
It's Wicked Cyclone. I think it is. Yeah, it's Wicked Cyclone. Which everyone says is the best RMC. I'm like, have you been on Storm Chaser? Like, LOL. Oh boy.
What did I miss? Oh, Wicked Cyclone.
Yeah, we're talking about how people say Wicked Cyclone is the #1 RMC.
What if that comes to Six Flags over Georgia?
Have fun with that. I think this needs to come to a park near me soon.
Single rail.
But this
I'm pretty sure.
This isn't happening.
Pretty sure that's going to.
This is happening.
Pretty sure that Raptor's going to CGA.
Yeah.
Project SR1.
Yeah. But in it's funny, in Planet Coaster, I've been playing a lot of Planet Coaster, and the lightning run intimidations in the game, because they don't have like actual like chance rides or prototypes, at least they have single rail, so someone made lightning run out of single rail. And I was like, and they have the launch, like it's not launched, it's a lift hill. So I'm like, lift hill, drop, what? Because with the testing they were doing launches. So I think they figured out, oh, we can't do a lift hill, which that sucks. Well, anyway, off the topic of restraints, stop screen share. We have some Kings Island news, which we don't really talk about Kings Island that much. And I'm going to kick it to John Mike on this one because it's about antique cars.
Ooh, antique cars. All right. So the rumor that is going around and is ramping up is that Kings Island's famous ride is going to be making a comeback for 2018. So there's been some rumored locations throughout the park, mostly circling the area between Coney Mall and by the Eiffel Tower, if you're familiar with that area. A like small little gift shop at the beginning of Coney Mall, bathrooms, and then it heads over toward the which is where the Paramount Star Walk thing used to be. So I was at Kings Island yesterday just because I was in the area for a family situation, and I to look around and do some checking out and scouting to see if there was things going on. There is some things going on in Tower Gardens. There is some areas that have been cleared, but there's no definitive markers anywhere whatsoever. It mostly looks like they're trying to clear the area out just for the Winterfest that is going to be coming up. So this does beg the question, if the antique cars are in fact coming back, where else could they possibly go? There is a lot of land left that was formerly occupied by the antique cars next to Backlot Stunt Coaster, so they could very well go there. But again, there are zero survey markers. There's no indications that any construction has started or will be starting in that area as well. The only area where there is a bit of commotion is going to be the Tower Gardens. But I mean, again, nothing official. Frankly, it doesn't look promising. I mean, the reason why they got rid of that attraction in the first place was due to the rising gas prices, cost of maintenance, and frankly, the low foot traffic. So it would be really interesting to see if they did bring that back. The original ride was developed by Arrow, and I'm not too sure who would remanufacture as it stands today, given the suppliers that are out there.
Whoever made Kentucky Kingdoms.
Arrow. They got that was purchased from Opryland.
Oh wow.
Yep, that was Opryland's, just like the Raging Rapids River ride. That was from Opryland as well.
Oh wow.
Anyway, so what are your all's thoughts on that? If a retro attraction such as this makes a comeback next year?
So much better than Mystic Timbers. I really don't like Mystic Timbers. I hate on it so much. I still haven't got to talk about my trip to Kings Island. I'll do that in a second. But what do you guys think about antique cars possibly coming to a park and being their big new attraction for the next year?
I'm all for it. And a lot of people now, they're all about current stuff and this new everything. And, you know, and me and I'm sure a lot of other theme park goers, you know, like the classic stuff. So this sounds pretty awesome.
Danielle,
yeah,
do you
well,
got
it's something interesting. Oh, sorry.
No, I don't.
Danielle goes to
It is
Carowinds, so she's blessed. She's blessed.
Yeah.
I was actually getting ready to say something about Carowinds. You know, it's really interesting because Cedar Fair did purchase several used flat rides from Europe and brought them back over, refurbed them, and then installed them at Carowinds in the county fair area, which is amazing, especially at night, by the way. Called a Hus Troika, a Mack Rides, I think it's called a Music Express, I'm not sure the real name, and then a Mondial Top Scan and a Zephyr Swing Ride. And rides all have, like, been twice this year. Those rides always had a huge line, like every single time I was in that area. So, I mean, sounding success because of the retro rides. So, I mean, it would be interesting to see because the classics, I guess, are floating into intellectual retro status. And so it's kind of cool to see them restored. And that's why people are.
So real quick, staying on the subject of Kings Island, I went to Kings Island, was it last Saturday? I think it was last Saturday. And I experienced...
That was a mistake.
I know. Actually, it wasn't too bad because it rained and it kept a lot of people away. I experienced 4 new roller coasters for the first time. The first one being Mystic Timbers. It sucked. Moving on. Then I went on... Okay, go ahead.
You can't just say something sucks and not explain why. So why does it suck?
Okay, so I'll basically walk through all of the attractions for you that I did. So starting with Mystic Timbers, you go through the line. All you're hearing is like a bunch of weird stuff going on. It's kind of trippy. There's wood everywhere, which they basically, because it's a lumber company, they basically said, "Oh, we're just gonna put wood up everywhere," and that's theming. So yeah, sure. Then we get sent to the switchback, which the switchback was set for the night before, which was a full entire queue. So we literally walked the full entire queue. Went up the stairs, and they sent us to the back, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of airtime, hopefully. So we get strapped in, kind of like just regular wooden coaster trains with the lap bars and all that. It was very comfortable, I'll say that. And my friend that I was with, he said to the attendant, he said, "This is his first time on Timbers." And he said, "Well, I hope you like it." And I look at him, dead stare, and I said, "I hope I like it too." And then they dispatch us. And we go down the thing, and we're doing our stuff. And then we go up the lift hill, and we're slowing down and then speeding up and then slowing down, speeding up. I'm like, "What is going on? Is something wrong with the chain?" He's like, "No, there's audio cues." I'm like, "What?" And I'm listening, and it says something about like video games and all that. I'm like, "What the heck?" So I kind of blocked all that out.
Hey, go back home, play your video. This is a dangerous area. Here.
I blocked that out so hard. I was like, this is ridiculous. So you go down the first hill. First drop's not too bad. It's a curved GCI drop, which that's very common. And then you just do a bunch of bunny hops the entire ride. That's all it is. It's basically, oh my gosh, it's the Beastie. It's the Beastie 2.0. It's a junior wooden coaster that was decent. And then you go into the shed, which was hyped up for literally, I even hyped it up, which I apologize, guys. The shed, which was hyped up for so long. And it's literally just a brake run. And you sit there. It's kind of hot. Actually, it's really hot. And you hear Hall & Oates or other classic music. I heard Hall & Oates. And then you see one of three projections, one being bats, one being snakes, and the rarest one being a tree, which is the logo. We got snakes. It wasn't scary. People were screaming. I'm like, it's a scream, people. Like, legit, go to Universal. That's all you'll see. And we got into the station, and I was doing like a slow clap, and the ride attendant looked at me and said, "Did you like it?" I'm like, "It's a great Universal attraction." And he started laughing. So that was my experience on Mystic Timbers. I said in my videos, I gave it a 3. I'll still give it a 3. I need to ride it a couple more times in different places to see if I like it better. But right now it's a blech. Moving on from that, then we did Diamondback. Diamondback's always good. B&M Hypers just make me so happy. We sat in the back, so it was even better.
B&M are better.
Then we did the Beast in the back row. Thought I was going to die. There was girls that were texting in front of us, and I literally tapped them on the shoulder and said, "If you don't put your phone away, I'm going to throw it off the ride."
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I looked at them. I said, "You're going to put your phone away, or I'm going to take it from your hand and keep it for the entire attraction, and then throw it off in the brake run."
And what'd they do?
They put it away.
Okay.
And I said, "Thank you."
One thing I will say to that, kudos to Kentucky Kingdom for enforcing that rule. I've heard of so many people getting ejected because they've had their phone out on rides.
Yes.
So kudos to Kentucky Kingdom. If any other park is listening to this, or park officials, I should say, please enforce this rule. It is super annoying, and frankly, I don't want to have an iPhone flung into my head today when I'm riding a coaster.
every single coaster I rode that day, with the exception of Banshee and Firehawk, somebody had their phone out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Kings Island's the GP capital of the world.
Oh, God. I haven't even introduced Will and Danielle to the word GP yet. We'll do that some other day.
General public.
Good. Oh my God.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for.
Am I GP?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm not GP.
You are to us.
I have more coaster creds than Danielle and Will combined.
Yeah, we'll see
Okay.
about that.
Okay. Wait a minute. How many credits do you all have?
Danielle
I got to
hasn't
hear this.
Danielle
We're going to settle
hasn't
this right
counted.
now.
And Will hasn't counted, but Will's only been the Universal, which has like 2. And
Wait, whoa.
Universal has 4, my bad. Actually 5, my bad. Hulk. Dragons, 6. Both Dragon Tracks, Rip Ride Rocket, Mummy, and Green Gots. Which, yes, Green Gots is a credit, guys. That's shocked me too. But moving on from that, I have 60 now, thanks to this Kings Island trip. What else was I going to say?
You have how many?
60.
2.
I'm catching up. If I go to California, I'd catch up.
Yup.
Because I would go to Magic Mountain. I would go to Magic Mountain and just catch up. Literally that entire park. What was I gonna say? Moving on from that, we did Diamondback, then we did Backlot Stunt Coaster and Beast. Backlot Stunt Coaster was pretty fun. Then we went on Flight of Fear with the new lap bar restraints, and I didn't hold my backpack with my arms, not my legs, and I thought I was going to lose my camera, which that was not a fun experience. Then we went to go ride Racer, and Racer was down, and I'm like, crap. Then we went to go ride Adventure Express, and Adventure Express was down, and I'm like, crap. Then we go to Banshee, and Banshee's open. It has no line at all. And I'm like, oh, but I wanted Banshee to be my 60th coaster. But Banshee was like my 58th or something like that. But Banshee, man, Banshee is a great coaster. It's very solid. It's like not tied, but tied with Dominator right now for me. A lot of people were hating on me because Dominator's number 1, but deal with it. Unless I ride Fury in the next 2 years, I don't think it's going to be Dominator's going to get off that list. Unless I ride something that's like monumentally amazing, like RMC Mean Streak or RMC Hurler. Oh my God, RMC Hurler is going to be amazing. But we'll talk about that in like 2 weeks. Then I did Adventure Express. It was pretty fun. Racer was fun. We didn't do Invertigo, but I already had the credit, so I didn't need to write it. Firehawk. Oh my God. Oh my God. So Firehawk is Vekoma, right? It's Vekoma, right? Okay. It's a Vekoma
Flying Dutchman.
It's a Vekoma Flying Dutchman, which it's basically Superman Ultimate Flight for you, Will.
Okay, cool.
It's just a flying coaster, but it sucks.
Not as bad as Nighthawk.
But look, Nighthawk's Carowinds. Yeah.
Yes, and that sucker vibrates against the rails like no other.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Danielle knows my pain. Good.
Mm-hmm.
So I go into I'm going into the queue. I asked how long the line is, and she just says 15 minutes. And she looks and she said, "Yeah, it's 15 minutes." I'm like, "Cool." So I put my stuff in the locker because you have to.
Lies.
No, you actually have to. They don't have.
I mean, lies about the wait being 15 minutes.
Actually, no. The wait was pretty short. It was literally like 10 minutes. Yeah, they were pulsing people through. There was nobody there because of the rain.
Oh my god.
So we get in, and I was with my friend, and he pointed out that you can start seeing the original paint of the ride. It's ran so much.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the original green.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my first, like, guys, I kind of want to get out of it. And we're right close to the line, and I'm like, because I was tweeting and all that stuff, and then I actually like watched the ride do its thing, and it flips before it goes into its vertical loop, and I was like, oh heck no. I was like, oh heck to the no. But I did not say heck. I was going freaking crazy. And then we're going into the line, and my heart's racing. I'm just like freaking out, and the people come in, and I ask him how'd it go. He's like, dude, I'm about to throw up. I'm like, jeez. Okay. So I get into the seat, and my friends were like, you got to sit on the outside. It's your first time. I'm like, Jesus. Okay. So I sit on the outside, and I was sitting on the left.
Oh, man.
So I'm sitting there, and I look at the attendant. I'm like, I've never been on one of these death traps before. Put this thing on me. And he's like, okay. So he latched the thing for me, and he puts the seat up. I'm like, cool. And I'm like pushing it down, and he's like, dude, it's not going anywhere. It's literally locked into its place. Like you're super skinny. It's going to, that's where you're going to be flying. And I'm like, oh shoot. Okay. So I make sure the strap is good and all that stuff. And literally I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of comfortable. This ain't too bad. And then I'm like, 2 seconds later I hear, and I'm like, why am I going? Oh my God, I'm going to die. And I'm the entire time leaving the station, I say, I'm going to die. This is where I die. I die on a freaking roller coaster. Makes sense. I have a roller coaster podcast. And then whenever we're leaving the dispatch, one of the ride attendants said, what's your podcast name? I'm like, shut up. So we get out, and we're baking in the sun. And I look over at my friend, and I'm like, this really sucks. I'm dying right now. I'm literally being baked
Travis.
like a freaking shrimp. Continue. Go ahead.
So Danielle, on Nighthawk, the lift is completely silent with the anti-rollback. On Firehawk, though,
oh my God,
it is loud.
It's like.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
It's so loud. Like you hear the chain go click, 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 the entire time. I'm like, oh,
hang on, I got this.
Oh, he's got a recording.
Come on. Hang on. This.
So Will can experience the pain. Oh my God, it's so bad.
Why do I have to experience it, huh?
Because it's so bad. It's like, oh my God. It's like I'm gonna cringe whenever I hear this sound.
I'm sure it ain't that bad.
Let's see.
Are you looking for a POV?
Yeah, I found one. I'm just trying to figure out for it to play the sound.
Okay, I got you. I'll find them.
Here. Oh, control room. Oh, no, that's not it.
I got one right here. I got it right here.
I got it.
No, that's from 4 years ago. I want one. Oh God. I don't want to even watch it. Oh, I don't even want to watch it.
Can you hear it?
No, we can't hear it.
Why is the camera upside down? Is my question.
I got one. Hold on. Wait, that's off right.
You're going up the lift hill on your back. That's why.
Listen.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yep.
The entire
You
ride
can literally
up,
hear that.
it's like 30 seconds.
can-
The Beast's lift hill is shorter than that, in my
You can
opinion.
literally hear that chain, like, and that thing climb from the top of the Eiffel Tower.
It's so loud. So we went up, and I thought I was going to do the big flip. And I was like, cool, I'm prepared for a big, like, momentous, like, flip into the ride and then going into the thing. It's probably going to hurt. Nope. I swing, I swoop below, and then I go. And I'm like, I literally, when we start to turn, the first words out of my mouth were, oh, crap.
Only you didn't say crap, right?
I really did not say crap. There was kids behind me. Shout out to that parent that said, "Hey, watch your mouth." When all I heard the entire day from other people, not in my group, obviously, but a bunch of GP, were cuss words. But like, we're doing this thing and we're doing all this stuff, and it's actually pretty fun. And then they flip us on our back, and I'm like, what is this? Why am I on my back? No. And then we go into the vertical loop. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die? ? And then we go down, and I'm like, oh yeah, I am gonna die. Cool. And then we flip back over, and the rest of the ride's fine. It was pretty bad. It was a traumatic experience that I never want to experience again.
Travis, I will say this. After having experienced 2 out of the world's 3 Vekoma Flying Dutchmen, I can honestly say Nighthawk by a mile is significantly worse. Sorry, Danielle.
Is worse? I can't... That is the worst roller coaster I've been on, and I've been on 60.
No.
Let's go through my list.
Hang on. I got something. This is more demented than anything you ever experienced on Firehawk.
What is?
Hang on. Gotta find it. Oh, there it is. All picture. Let me hit view image.
I like how we're just chatting about this now. I knew this episode was going to be boring anyway. We had so much to talk about, but it's fine. Uh-oh.
2. That's the corkscrews. On your back. You go through them on your back.
Really? I don't... Oh,
yeah.
God. That's bad.
See this part right here?
That hurts.
You flip over onto your back, and then you go up into the corkscrews.
No thanks.
Through them on your back.
So out of my credits that I have, which a lot include Disney rides and stuff. Oh crap! I lied. The worst credit that I have is Anaconda.
Don't want none unless you got buns on.
Anaconda is bad. I would say it's Anaconda and then Firehawk. Like, those are the 2 worst coasters I've been on. But moving on from that.
My adrenaline rush. There is no such thing as a bad coaster.
Oh, I know, but oh my gosh, sitting in the back on Vortex was just pure torture.
Actually, that is a lie. The worst roller coaster I've ever been on is the Ninja at Six Flags. That is the worst ride I have ever been on.
But Ninja's
You mean Steelhawk?
The Blue Hawk, but it still shakes you around though.
Ninja.
Like,
what? Oh, what is that? That's
It's basically a Vekoma CLC.
Like, and then like Six Flags Over Georgia lied. They said they made track improvements. I did not see them make no track improvements to make that ride smooth.
So let's be honest. Can Six Flags even afford a bucket of paint right now?
Heyo!
Oh my God!
I mean,
Oh,
let's be real here. The only thing Six Flags can afford is 40 free spins, and that's it.
Yeah. Hey, I actually praise the Justice League Battle for Metropolis, to be honest. I actually like it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Still won't do any justice against Fury 325, but whatever.
Oh, got you. It's basically, I would say it's an arrow looper, but it's not an arrow looper.
What is it?
Well,
it says
we all know the backstory of Vekoma and Arrow. So.
It's a Vekoma twister. That's what it says.
A Vekoma twister. Oh God!
It's a custom. It says it's a custom. It's an MK 1200.
Yeah, that means.
Yeah, that it's just a custom coaster.
Mighty kicks to the face. 1200.
We have 2 corkscrews on Blue Hawk. Might be 3.
When Goliath says that you're when you're a Giga Coaster, but you're actually a hyper.
Oh, you saw that sign too?
Uh-huh. Hey, Will, next time you go to Six Flags Over Georgia, I want you to go to the Goliath sign and look at it.
Okay.
Nope, hang on, I got you.
Oh,
wait,
John,
why?
Because they say that Goliath is a Giga Coaster when it's 200 feet tall, and the Giga.
Danielle.
There ain't no way that ride is a Giga. There ain't no way that Goliath is 200. I think it's only.
No, it's 200 feet tall.
I don't believe that.
Take a look.
I don't believe it.
It says Giga Coaster, and it's not a Giga Coaster. If you want to see a real Giga Coaster, look at this.
I don't believe it's 200 feet. I say it's only 199 feet.
That's too. Oh, geez, you're one of those people. If you want to see a real Giga Coaster, look at this beauty.
Wait, I'm one of those people. What group of people am I in, Travis? Huh?
This beauty right here.
Yeah, that is a.
That's
what Giga?
That's a Giga Coaster. That's way over a Giga. That's like a Giga plus 25.
You can probably see the rest of the states if you're at the top of that hill.
On a clear day, I'm pretty sure you can, because
on a clear day you can see beyond downtown Charlotte, and Charlotte's 10 miles away.
Okay, and my question is about this. If that's 325 feet in the air, correct? The lift?
Yes, it is. I wrote it.
Can it be possible for a lift to go, I may be over-exaggerating, but maybe 400 feet?
They're working on it.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Yeah.
Not a lift. Like, a lift possibly in the future, but we already have a coaster that's over 400 feet tall.
Which is?
Any of the, Dragster, Top Thrill Dragster,
King Ka.
It's not called.
They're building the huge 500 some odd foot one in Orlando too, right? Because that's the one that was by S. Now it's by Intamin, and now I don't know who it's by.
Oh, Skyplex. Oh, that's my most famous podcast is Skyplex. I don't think Skyplex is happening anymore. I think it's going to be scrapped.
It doesn't surprise me. The project looks way too.
Sucks, though. I was really excited for Skyplex.
It could happen. It's just in theory, it really shouldn't, especially that close to the whatchamajigger, to the airport. Yeah, because like in my head, and Orlando people, don't listen to this as a terroristic threat. Really don't. But like if you think about it, if you watch the video, it shows like 4 trains on there. That's a lot of people. And there's also people inside and all that stuff. If a plane hits that, terroristic threatening or not, like that's a lot of people.
even the word just like starts to have people worried. So good going.
Like that's what worried me about the ride in the first place, and I'm pretty sure I said that on my podcast whenever we had it so long ago. But we need to move on. Let's quickly breeze through D23 stuff. Actually, talk about Cedar Point real quick, John.
Okay. So what exactly do we want to know? Do we want to know about Mean Streak or?
No. Talk about the power outage.
Oh, yes. Okay. So sorry. So 1 year ago today, Cedar Point experienced a massive water main break that left the park without any water. The park had to shut down. It was a massive PR. If you go to Google and search up Cedar Point water main break. But fast forward to 1 year later, to the day, and they had a massive power outage at the park. So, the region, Ohio Valley region, I should say, has now encountered a power outage, with the exception of Holiday World and Indiana Beach. Kingdoms had power issues. Kings Island's had power issues, and now. So all this happening in one season. So I don't know. Maybe Illuminati can.
That's funny.
Illuminati, jeez.
But yeah. So.
Moving on from that, real quick, talking back about Skyplex. Skyplex was announced 604 days ago, which was 86 weeks ago, which was 19 months ago.
Did you seriously keep track?
No,
Travis?
I just looked it up.
Yeah.
When we did the podcast.
Okay, all right. I was like, did you seriously just keep count of how many days?
Anyway, moving on. Just breezing through the D23 stuff before we talk about Volcano Bay's food. Resort ride was anyway. Resort wide for
Was that?
that was a Bill Cosby impression.
Oh, I thought
Do
you
you
just
really wanna-
momentarily lost your mind. Okay.
We're not talking about Bill Cosby. Talking
And
about
the
Disney.
people and the touching and the stuff and the things.
Oh my god.
That was spot on.
Anyway, Disney back at D23 confirmed that they are bringing the Skyliner aerial trams. They are bringing in a new DVC resort called Disney's Riviera. They already have rolled out the mini car Uber service. And most importantly, sometime in the future, possibly before 2019, we are getting our Star Wars hotel, which was kind of a blindside because I did not see that happening. So yeah, I what do you guys think about all of these resort wide? We're gonna get into the parks in a second.
Like for hotel wise,
Sorry.
Star Wars. I mean, Disney's really gonna run this river dry.
Yeah, probably.
Like I think this river probably already ran dry when they opened the launch bay at Hollywood Studios.
True. John, Mike, what do you think?
Well, Disney's going to do the very same thing that they're already beginning to do, which is they're going to take all their greatest ideas and beat the money out of it. Star Wars, they're going to do the same thing that they're doing to Toy Story, which is they're rebooting Toy Story, which is weird because they kind of killed all the characters off. But whatever, I guess. So, honestly, I think it's beginning to show that, and this is a big perhaps, running out of fresh ideas. Now, that's not to say that they don't have some original ideas that could be huge mega blockbuster successes, but I mean,
Go ahead. My bad.
But yeah, so like it is just kind of concerning because it's like, okay, you're going to try to get as much market value out of this as you can. Like, work for now, but how long is it going to work is my question. You're going to have to come up with something original, something new that people will like in order to keep them coming back. Just the bottom line of it.
Very true. Very true. Danielle, what do you think?
I think a lot of things.
Uh-oh. Danielle's in her place.
She's in La La Land.
I am not. What?
Do you remember what we're talking about?
No.
The resort stuff that's going on at Disney.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about Star Wars, and that got me thinking on something else. Anyways, Star Wars. I think that this is a cash cow that Disney is going to milk for everything that it's worth.
That's similar to what I just said.
It's very true.
Literally, they're going to try and pump whatever they can out of Star Wars and everything else Lucasfilm that they purchased back in 2011.
Yep.
And they've basically started this whole reboot campaign thing about Star Wars, and now there's the Star Wars Hotel, and and you know, they're trying to do the same thing with the Indiana Jones series. You can see the writing wall there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I've gotten so much Star Wars recently that now Star Wars doesn't feel as special as it was before.
Star Wars doesn't feel like Star Wars.
Exactly. It feels so over-commercialized now and everything that it's like I'm kind of over Star Wars, if that sounds terrible.
It doesn't. I'm used. I actually agree. What the heck?
And see, if there's not already something, which I'm way behind on my Disney news, don't be surprised if we get anything themed to Rogue One anytime soon.
It hasn't been announced, and you won't be. Rogue One is a one-off movie that we're not getting a sequel for. So yeah. Yeah, Rogue One.
Well,
Rogue One's not going to get anything in the parks. Maybe a walk-around character or two, but no.
Well, regardless, like it just goes to show. I mean, Disney's going to be able to milk as much money out of it, and I agree with Danielle that Star Wars, like, and I haven't even seen like the most recent movie, but it just doesn't feel like something that is super special and gosh, what's the word? Just like it just seems like the interest around it has gone from like from the people that were super interested into it, just kind of generalized, which you didn't see that before with the Star Wars franchise, I don't think.
Yeah.
You saw people that were super into it and loved it for what it was, but now that at all. And as Danielle said, as Will has said as well, Disney is going to milk as much money out of this thing as they can because they know that Star Wars is going to pull them in so much capital, it's not even going to be funny.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as the old saying goes, if you build it, they will come, and people will come from here and there and over and under just to see this place because it's going to be Disney, so it's going to be over the top immersive.
Yep. And if you think about it too, you know, there are 4 things in Disney's Hollywood Studios, if you count the shows. You've got Launch Bay, Star Tours, and then the 2 shows. You got the Jedi Training Academy, and then you've got the stage show, which is in front of the Chinese Theater Great Movie Ride.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got 4 things in one park. Why? Just why would you need that much Star Wars in one park?
Well, that, and then also the thing you have to think about too is with all of these new Star Wars attractions coming, you have to wonder how much more, with emphasis on Disney World, not Disneyland, but how much more of Walt's original idea are they willing to erase? Like,
Oh goodness.
and I mean, as a company, like, and this goes for any company, any business, anywhere, if you get away from knowing what you are and who you are and what you do, if you get away from your identity, that's when your success begins to wane.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening right now for Disney, but it certainly appears to be that way because they're literally erasing everything that Walt has done instead of keeping it or refurbing it or retooling it. And so you have to wonder how much longer are they going to continue to keep doing this before people begin to take notice?
You know they're going to keep going because episodes 9 and 10 are, getting ready to be made. Like 8, The Last Jedi is getting ready to come out. So,
well, yeah, and like we already said, Disney's going to milk this for what it is. They're going to milk it in both film. They're going to milk it in music. They're going to milk it in park immersion. They're going to milk it in every vehicle possible. And Disney, people are going to show up and go. I'm more excited about the new Nicolas Cage movie than I am Star Wars, but that's just because it was completely filmed here in Louisville. So
It's true. It's very true.
that and all this the dank, spicy, and salty Nick Cage memes are going to come from it. So
It's just
put down the bunny. You're not a true Nicolas Cage fan if you did not get that reference.
I got it.
And then, Travis,
Man.
may I add one more thing about
Yeah.
Star Wars? Also, Star Tours has been through, 2 refurbs? I wouldn't be surprised if soon they close it down again, replace C-3PO with a BB-8 as the on-ride animatronic for Star Tours.
They're not touching Star Tours until it closes for forever.
Well, now, while we're on the subject of Disney World, one thing I do want to bring up, and you all could have already discussed it, so if you have, please tell me. What are your all's thoughts on the murmurings of Roll Ride, Disney World, right?
Rock and Roller Coaster becoming something Guardians of the Galaxy. That is not happening anymore.
Oh,
It's not.
No, they dropped that like a mixtape, but it wasn't good. Meaning that we'll get to that in a second. So moving on from that, we're going to talk about Magic Kingdom, and Magic Kingdom basically came out and said, hey, we're adding a new theater, which I think is taking up the Town Square Theater, which you guys really don't talk about that because theaters don't matter. Oh, wait. Hey, guys, we're getting the Tron coaster, and it's not replacing anything. It's just going behind one of the most popular attractions at the park.
And
Hey, Tron.
I have not heard this. Where is it going behind?
Going behind Space Mountain.
Oh, yeah, never mind. I have heard of it. Never mind.
So,
Jeez, man, how much more land can they build on?
Oh, they have a lot of land, bruh. They got a lot of land.
Danielle, be prepared because Cedar Fair is going to funnel tons of capital in the Deer Park soon. Y'all have over 100 extra acres, just speaking of land. So.
Oh yeah, I know it. I've been looking at that plot of land and being like, come on now, do something with it.
B&M Wing Rider. B&M Wing Rider.
Well,
come on now.
Well, I know they're going to funnel tons of capital into that park because Cedar Fair's goal is to make that Cedar Point of the South. Fury being there, they're already on their way.
Yeah. And the best part is because they did that whole big expansion with the water park, I don't know, like a year or two ago. Man, that alone has been a major selling feature of the park is that water park, because the only other way to actually go to a water park type thing would be either to go to Great Wolf Lodge up the road 30 miles, or if you want an actual water park, then you have to go all the way up to Wet and Wild, which is in Greensboro, which is like an 1.5 to 2 hour drive. So
Wow.
yeah. So them doing that huge expansion with the water park has been huge. The park.
Well, you are also aware of the resort that's going to be built on site, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because those Wonderland rumors are ramping up very, very quick, and then the other location was going to be Charlotte. So Carowinds is going to be getting an on-site hotel soon, folks.
I think all of them will get something soon.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to compete with like Disney and all that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And well, I mean, to be fair, announcing that they are buying more parks. Well, I'm sorry to beat a dead horse. It should have already been dead because he filed for bankruptcy years ago. But regardless, with Six Flags announcing that they're going to be purchasing more parks, you have to wonder how much of a gamble that really is, because Cedar Fair came out and stated that they are not going to buy anymore. But with them not purchasing any more parks, hand, because they could continue to fine-tune and perfect each of the properties that they have in the years. And so, in the long run, like, yes, they're going to continue to add attractions, but they're also going through and redoing the little nuanced issues within each of their properties. Like, for example, say Kings Island. Kings Island is significantly different and way more improved under Cedar Fair's leadership than it was under Paramount. And now, Danielle, I don't know if you could chime in about Carowinds and how that change has been reflected there, but I mean, just going to Kings Island alone, like, it's a night and day difference. Like, it's a way better park than what it was.
Kings Dominion's still raped, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Kings Dominion's still raped.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're getting an RMC, so I mean, that's a plus, but
yeah, but they should have gotten something a long time ago.
I don't know. It's just,
well, the thing is,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Well, it's just that the thing is, within Cedar Fair, their top people drawing parks right now, it are Kings Island, Cedar Point, and Knott's.
Yeah,
the top three.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to funnel and focus most of their capital and attention. Like, it's simple as that. And I mean, that's not me throwing shade at Dominion. I mean, at least you're not Michigan's Adventure.
Oh, God. Rest in peace.
And at least you're not Geauga Lake too soon.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But, which, by the way, it's 2017. You all know it's been 10 years since the Geauga Lake closing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's insane. All right, so moving on from all of that, we talked about Tron. Hollywood Studios is getting Star Wars Land is now called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Toy Story Land's opening in summer of 2018, and Great Movie Ride is closing on August 13th. For Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. That's going to be the hardest name to say. But I'm not happy that they're closing it, obviously, because I love Great Movie Ride. But it's smart that they're closing it in August and not October 12th through the 19th, because if they were, they would have to close it from my cold, dead fingers. Because I would duct tape myself to the door. I would say, you are not closing this attraction. You will close something else that's trash, a.k.a. Indiana Jones. Get rid of that. You can put the exact same ride building in there. Just keep it. You can make it better.
I like Indiana Jones. Thank you very much.
It doesn't matter. They are getting away from live actors in things and putting those live actors into the park and making them walk around characters. The Star Wars land, the Toy Story land. Might as well just get rid of one of the last shows that you have at that freaking park, because it's not even in the Hollywoodland section. Keep the Hollywoodland section as like a little homage to old Hollywood, and put your Mickey and Minnie area in a different place and bring back Magic of Disney Animation, put it over there, and ta-da, you got yourself a Minnie Land. And I'm not talking about Minnie Mouse. I'm sorry. This is a very passionate topic, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. I get really because I don't get to write it again, and I'm really sad.
Ready, CB?
Oh, be quiet. Moving on.
Oh, you know what's funny? You know it's funny you bring up the live actor thing. I actually had the opportunity to talk to someone who works at Universal, and Universal for over 20 years. And so he's seen a lot of stuff, and he's helped develop a lot of things. And that was something that he noted, was that Disney was readily getting away from live actors or live action anything. And he said, but, the thing that they're missing is, like, that's what makes a part of, that's what helps make the memories. Like, that's what helps add to the experience for families. And, that's something that I kind of noted even at Carowinds with the brigade that walks around the park and randomly just starts playing songs. Or in the county fair section, how they have actors doing various county fair-esque things. It was very, very cool and just added to the atmosphere. And it's sad that Disney's getting away from that. I think having all that live action and live people stuff, like, the experience very unique and very much fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so moving on from Hollywood Studios, we're going to talk about Epcot for a second, and they're bringing in a space restaurant. No word on menu or anything on that yet. Mission Space is getting a new, overhaul. It's not going to be so pukey, which is good. China's getting a new seamless Stars in 3D or 360. Ratatouille, the adventure or whatever it's called, is coming to the France Pavilion, and a Guardians of the Galaxy attraction is coming to Ellen's Energy Adventure. So that's all the D23 news on that. I'm glad we got through that without me crying over not Guardians of the Galaxy, over a Great Movie Ride. And
insert a link to the intro of My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion here.
Amen to that.
Oh God, dude, you just plucked at the heartstrings, dude.
Moving on from that, last topic we have for tonight is Volcano Bay. And it feels like we talk about Volcano Bay a lot is because they're kind of turning it to trash. All of the menu items have been changed all the menu items have been changed for the first time since opening. And I'm just going to roll through this real quick because it's basically all the same. They took out these entrees at what used to be called the Feasting Frog Tacos. Now it's called the Feasting Frog. And they have removed the carne asada taco, the pulled chicken mole taco, the chipotle firecracker shrimp taco, the poke bowl, and all the sides, which were plantain chips and guacamole. And they added A foot-long hot dog and chip combo for $11.69. Loaded nachos for $8.99, topped with chili, sour cream, and cheese and jalapenos. Foot-long corn dog with chips combo, that is $10.99. The taco sampler is still listed online, but it's not in the park. It's unclear if it's been removed, but it's very likely. Now let's go on to Bamboo. Bamboo has removed literally every single burger and dog that it had and added a bacon cheeseburger. That's it.
Like, why? Like, just a bacon? Never mind. I'm not gonna.
Hold on. It gets worse.
Oh, it gets worse, Will. Just listen to this.
Waka YY Eats.
Wait.
Waka YY Eats has removed their Island Barbecue Chicken Pizza, their pretzel dog, their classic mac and cheese, their kids peanut butter and jelly, their kids hot dog, their kids mac and cheese, and their protein box, and added nothing. So their full menu now is, is apparently a Hawaiian pizza, a cheese pizza, a pepperoni pizza, a veggie pizza, a foot-long hot dog, jerk shrimp mac and cheese. So there's still some good stuff there. Doesn't matter at all. Koala Reef removed their ribs, their chicken and ribs platter, koala burger, belly burger, a bunch of other burgers, the jerk mahi sandwich, the Hawaii longboard pizza, and added a bacon cheeseburger. Oh, and the best part is they removed the Hawaiian pizza.
I wanted to try that.
And I'm like, oh,
now
so
you know how I feel about the tacos.
Here's my joke.
I know the tacos are amazing.
Volcano Bay hasn't been open even for a year now, and they're already screwing things up.
Hold on, I got a funny joke. Even Universal doesn't want pineapple on a pizza.
Actually, hey, can I just make this point real quick? I was just doing some searching online, and Kentucky Kingdom has a better star rating on Facebook, Google, and everything than Volcano Bay.
Yep. Oh, that's what we should do to end the podcast. Let's go through Volcano Bay's TripAdvisor.
Okay, so one thing with Volcano Bay that I want to speak to is they opened it way too quickly.
Yes, they did.
But they basically had to open it in order to maintain competition against
Disney.
And so what they should have done, though, they could have developed and built Volcano Bay, but simultaneously operated Wet 'n Wild. Still have a water park that was operating, but then they could perfect Volcano Bay. Now, why Universal didn't do that, I don't know. But like now they're seeing the fruit of that. They literally did a rush job, and they shouldn't have done a rush job. And now they're paying for it. Like the people experience has not been good. We'll all quickly learn. Travis, you want to let the fun begin, sir?
Oh, I'm gonna read really good experience. 5 stars from a guy in Washington, or not Washington, in United Kingdom. We recently enjoyed our trip to Volcano Bay. We've been skeptical because of the bad reviews. Tapu Tapu is a great idea. And the thought of no queues is wonderful. However, this was not the case. Some rides are ride now, but some take an hour and a half, maybe 120 minutes. Basically, he trashed the park, but he gave him a 5-star review. This is from a mother from Ireland, and she gave it a 1-star review. This was today. Oh, God. We were so excited about Volcano Bay. We loved Wet 'n Wild, so when they closed it and replaced it with this, we imagined that it would be better in every way. How wrong were we? We are a family of 4, ages 16. I know. 16, 12, 14, 4 and 2. When we got to the park, our 2 older boys went off to explore on their own and experience rides for themselves. My wife and younger children went to the kids area. To be fair, the kid area is very nice with quite a few slides and play area, but if your child is taller than 48 inches, they are not allowed on the smaller sides. In our opinion, needs to be reviewed because although it was an issue for us, when our boys were age 6, they were both over 48 inches, and they could not, and they were too scared to go on the bigger slides. After 90 minutes, our 2 older kids found us and expressed their huge disappointment about not having been on a slide yet. They registered to go on the Kukuri body plunge at the time the wait time said 180 minutes, which is awful, but they decided to wait anyway. Then they showed us that it was at 90 minutes. When it got to 75 minutes, it said that it seemed like it was ages till they heard the next thing. Then it was delayed with no wait time, over an hour, which said right now, so they ran with excitement to only get in line again. With people that didn't register for the slide. So this is what they're basically saying. They went there, they scanned, and it went to 180. And then it went down to 90 and then 75. They closed the ride because something happened. And then they opened it, which made it a ride now, so nobody goes to scan because it's a ride now. Their system didn't kick on fast enough. The kids ran in, and it was a 70-minute wait.
Dude.
So the virtual queue system completely reset itself.
Yes, it reset itself, but didn't trickle back on to kick on for the wait time. To tell people, hey, you can't ride now. You have to, yeah. I have to admit that slide was great, but the gloss was taken off of this with the waiting time. After riding the Kukuri body plunge, we checked out the other rides, which all showed wait times between 180 and 240 minutes. This was truly disheartening and made this experience one to forget. We hope to visit Volcano Bay a few times during this stay, but we vowed not to return till the queuing system has changed. It's clearly not fit for purpose. We advise no one else to go there ever. Don't waste a day of your holiday here. You will regret it.
I have one. You all appreciate this. This person wrote it in a poem form.
Oh, God.
On
TripAdvisor. I got this.
So,
oh my God, that's funny.
Here we go. Bless you.
Thank you.
Volcano Bay. 2 best friends are out for the day. Where are they headed? Volcano Bay. A wonderful place to have lots of fun. The only big problem, these 2 had none.
Oh my God, it's Dr. Seuss.
They walked in the heat while they tore up skin on their wee little feet. The bay and lots of long lines. These women had hate swirling deep in their minds. They searched for a drink and a place to kick back, but without their credit card, they didn't get jack. Walked to retrieve their card. Their wee little feet were taking it hard. As they finally sipped on a drink and dreamed of some booze, they both realized they failed to read Volcano's reviews.
Oh, that's perfect. That's great. That's amazing. I'm gonna like that. That's funny. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, this is the last thing that I'll bring up, and then we'll end the show. Be paired to queue, then queue, and queue some more. Huge water park, very impressive on the eye. And this is a guy from United Kingdom. And that's all positives I can take from this day. The rest of the day was spent queuing. Queuing to get the car parked, queuing to get your bag searched, queuing to get the bus, or queuing to get on the bus, queuing to get off the bus, queuing to get your Tapu Tapu bracelet, queuing to get a locker, queuing to get the sun lounger, queuing to get your food, and then at the end of your queue, hand back the bracelet and queue again to get back on the bus. There's nothing compared to waiting for rides. you can go to the Tapu Tapu station for waiting, and they will tell you to come back in 240 minutes. And when you do go back, you have to queue for possibly 40 minutes at a time. If you don't get to the park after 10:30, forget it. By this time, it's not just the rides you queue for. It's Tapu Tapu stations as well. We waited 25 minutes to get to the station, and they told us to come back in 200 minutes when we get to the queue for the ride. And all we managed 2 rides of the day and spent most of our time in the lazy river. But you can only go around the river so many times before you get bored. 50 minutes to queue for overpriced food just topped off our day. So be warned and prepared for a queue. Aquatica for me from now on.
And that's from someone coming from the UK.
Yeah, that's big. I will say I am going to Volcano Bay on Friday the 13th. That's going to be interesting. Friday the 13th of October, whenever I'm down there. I'm going to do Volcano Bay in the morning. Hopefully I can do some stuff before Horror Nights because I'm doing an RIP that night. But hey, Danielle, whenever we go, I'm literally going to, what I could do is I can pick you up at your hotel and we can go get some breakfast. And then I can park in valet, and we can take the boat or the bus to Volcano Bay.
That actually sounds like a good idea. Now that they took away all of our food options,
and get there and make sure we are the first bus to Volcano Bay.
Yeah, right.
And immediately go straight to the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster.
There you go.
Because everything else I could care less for. I want to do the Aqua Coaster, some of the rides, and the Fearless River, and I'm good.
Yeah, that's about it for me too.
Well,
honestly.
I'm actually going to be heading to Universal for my first time ever, possibly this October.
When?
I've never been.
When in October?
I don't know yet. I don't know when I'm going just yet. I don't even know if I'm going just yet, but it's definitely in the works. So I'm entirely sure when.
I need to talk to you about that, man.
Well, plus, I've never been to I haven't been to Orlando in 20 years. The last time I was there was 1998.
What's a man do to earn your
When I was there, Disney had just built an open Animal Kingdom. The lodge was a gravel pit.
Wow.
Tells you all how long it has been since I have been to Orlando.
That's crazy. All right, well, I think that's our show, guys. That was a pretty long one, so I'm not gonna split it, but I'm gonna put it in the description and the title and be like, hey, this one ran long because we had a lot of stuff to talk about. So with that being said, Will, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at HHNDog, DAWG, Yeah, that's it.
All right. And Sean Mike, where can we find you?
Well, a bit of a shameless plug. You can find me at Ohio Valley Coasters on YouTube, Facebook. That's mostly where I'll be posting and things. So,
yeah, definitely go check out Ohio Valley. I'm pretty sure Ohio Valley Coasters is already in the description for the past year since I met Chad and Grant. They're the other people with OVC. They're really good guys. Let's go check them out. And Danielle, where can we find you?
Yeah, they are.
You can find me on Twitter at Traveling Dano, and you can find me on Instagram at DanoK, and you can find me on here doing the Coaster Casters stuff on this channel.
All right, you guys know where to find me on every social media. It's Travis Coaster, and then you can follow the podcast on every single social media at Coaster Casters. Yeah, that was a weird mental lapse right there. I don't know what happened. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.